Welcome to class. We're so excited to have you here. My name is Phil.
And I'm Dan.
We'll be your instructors for this class. Are you ready to dive in and learn how to use ChatGPT and other AI tools to help you create videos and grow your YouTube channel?
Our goal with this course is to help you to learn and understand these new tools, specifically making YouTube video content creation easier, faster, optimized, and more efficient.
Personally, we believe you still need that personal spark, that uniqueness of you to create an engaging YouTube channel. Robots aren't going to replace you yet, but these tools are here to stay, and now is the time to learn them. These tools can reduce the busy work, the monotony of some of the tasks of video creation, putting videos online, writing out descriptions and titles, coming up with topics, writing out draft scripts, promoting your videos, all of that isn't necessarily that fun for many of us, and it lets you stick to what's the most fun part of video creation: being creative.
We start the course with ChatGPT and specifically how to use this as a YouTuber.
And then we have lessons on all sorts of other AI tools out there that we recommend for video creation. Some of them take a specific aspect of video creation, like creating voiceovers or generating art that can be used within a video or a YouTube thumbnail, and we'll cover those with their own lessons. And at the end of the course, I have an exciting section of case studies where I show you exactly how I'm using ChatGPT, and I'll tell you that it's actually helping me grow my channel already since implementing some of these basic techniques, getting me more click-throughs, more views, more watch time.
In the next lesson, make sure you download the course workbook, which includes the slides for the course, which means you can follow along step by step. Then jump to the lesson, why ChatGPT is a game changer for YouTube. And this will get you up to speed and be able to dive right in.
Thank you again for being here. If there's anything we can do to make this class better, let us know. We are here to help. We're here to update this class, make it better for you. And when Udemy prompts you to leave a review, go ahead and leave one. You can always change it later. These reviews help us know what we're doing right in this class, and it helps other students know if this is the right course for them. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next lessons.
So why ChatGPT? Obviously, ChatGPT is a huge game changer. I'm sure you've been playing with it. If you haven't, go and play with it, and we will tell you all about how to use this specifically with YouTube. But it's become a game changer for all industries. From trying to write your essays, I hope none of you have been writing any academic essays using ChatGPT, to finding answers, to writing copy for a website. It's able to scroll the depth and breadth of the internet to find answers and then intelligently feed them back to you in perfect, amazing English with great information, saving you lots of time and effort. So it's obvious, really, but we're going to get into it step by step, obvious how this could be used to enhance YouTube, enhance your YouTube channel. Be that, and we'll get into it in a moment, how to find topics to talk about, how to then script and get information and sources for this, and also how to write things like descriptions and find tags for SEO that ChatGPT can scour the internet for to work out what's needed. So really, it's an automated way to more optimize your content, your ideas, and your channel. It's going to be a game changer. First, I guess, before we understand exactly how ChatGPT, and I teased some of the ways then, can work out how to optimize your YouTube channel, we need to understand first about YouTube. Let's get that out of the way. Let's make sure we're both on the same page here, understand what's needed for YouTube and success, and then we'll understand how ChatGPT can help us. So of course we need to know about the YouTube algorithm, and no one really knows the exact secret source, but it's pretty obvious what it is. YouTube does say this. It pretty much comes down to three things. So there's your click-through rate. That is when YouTube gives your video an impression, it puts your thumbnail and your video in front of people. The amount of people that click that video, that's your click-through rate, and that can be determined by three things. Get into those in a moment. There's also your watch time. That's how long someone is watching for. That's obviously important because it, one, dictates how good the content is. YouTube only wants to share good content. It wants people to have a good experience, wants them to come back to the channel, but also it wants to display as many adverts as possible. Remember that YouTube is an ad display network. They show adverts, they make money. If your content makes somebody watch more adverts because they watch for more minutes, they're going to share it more. It's there to make money. And there are some other things too. There's like SEO, there's the tags, etc., the metadata and things you put in with descriptions and all kinds of stuff. These are the 3 points that are going to really dictate if they're going to share you, if YouTube are going to share you based on the YouTube algorithm. So let's quickly just go through these one at a time. There's the click-through rate. That can only be 3 things really. This is if somebody clicks your video. That means they haven't watched any of the video, they don't know if it's any good, they don't know if it's edited well, they don't know anything. All they can tell is 3 things. They can see the thumbnail, they can see the title, and they can see the topic. And that's it. That's all they have to go on to decide whether or not they click. Is the image great? And Phil's going to talk about this later with a bit of software, but is the image great? Is it alluring? Is it bringing someone in? Did it make them want to click? Is the title teasing them? Is it giving them enough info about what it's about to make them interested, to make them want to click? And is the topic, is the video about something they are interested in general? Those are the 3 things. That is the click-through rate. The higher your click-through rate, for example, if YouTube show it to 100 people and 100 people click, you have a 100% click-through rate. That is obviously incredible. Usually you'll probably see when you first launch a video, and you'll see this too, maybe 20-30% click-through rate or something for that first hour or so, as YouTube at first shows your videos to your current audience that you have, and then it's going to drop off, and it will probably, a lot of channels hover around the 5% mark or so continuously. And the higher that is, better. The lower, you probably need to do something. Maybe you need to change a title, change a thumbnail, but change something that dictates the click-through rate. Remember, it can only be topic, title, thumbnail, because no one's seen anything else yet to decide whether or not to click on that video. So then we have watch time. Obviously, that is how long someone is watching for. Now, this is going to be dictated largely by your presentation, the way you're presenting, if you're interesting enough, if someone's going to watch you as a person, as a character, but also it's going to pretty much be down to your script and structure of your video, which in turn is the research that's done behind it. Is it good enough quality? So your script, and we get into this in a minute, when you write that, when you start thinking about the structure of your video, you may have things like in your intro, you're going to tell people this video is in 5 parts. And that means that they know for retention to wait to see part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and conclusion, or you tease there's something at the end, or you tease that what's going to happen and they're going to wait to see the end result. That's all down to your script and your structure. Or in research, if it's a video essay and it's all about, let's talk about the British royal family, for example. And you can use, we'll talk about in a minute, ChatGPT to get research for this, but if the video has enough good quality research and discussion behind it for them to keep watching. It's about keeping them engaged with your style and your structure and your script, and then making sure the content is good enough with your research to have somebody continue watching for as long as possible. You'll normally see a graph that looks something like people start watching, then they drop off, and they keep dropping off, and the higher this is at the end, the better. So if they start at 100% of watching 1 second, obviously they've clicked the video, and then after 30 seconds maybe there's 70%, a lot of people drop off, that's very normal, you'll see that, and then by the end maybe there's 30% still watching. You want as high as ending as you can to have as many people watching for as long as possible, and that's going to tell YouTube that the video is good and they're going to keep sharing. Now the last point, the extras, like the metadata behind it, are the tags and description. I'm going to put this down to. The tags when you're uploading your video is pretty much the metadata telling YouTube what your video is about. For example, if you do have a video about the royal family, your tags may be the King, the Queen, King Charles, Queen Elizabeth, the British royal family. Maybe it's your exact title, how the royal family make their money, how much are the royal family worth, everything that you can tell YouTube your video is about, or search terms that people are searching for, and then be given an impression of your video based on those terms. We're going to get into how ChatGPT can help us. That's pretty obvious. And then also your description. So YouTube is analyzing the video. It's probably going to run automated captions to work out exactly what you're saying, but also you're giving them tags, the metadata, like we just mentioned, and your description, as well as your title, but your description in conversation is going to tell the audience exactly what your video is about, and YouTube can work out what your video is about from the description too. So there's a certain way you should structure these descriptions, putting in a lot of key terms in there, still making it conversational. YouTube can understand it's not just a list of words, a certain way to display a description to help. So those are the elements, those 3, click-through rate, retention, and then the extras, they're going to help boom you with the YouTube algorithm. Boom you with the YouTube algorithm. You know what I mean. That's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. So, how can ChatGPT help? Now we understand how the YouTube algorithm works. So just briefly, ChatGPT is an intelligent AI piece of software that you're able to have conversations with. You're actually able to have conversations with that ask them for suggestions, commands to generate a response. Now it has learned patterns in language, behavior, and how to source information that you want from across the internet. It's so intelligent. You can ask it almost absolutely anything and it will give you a detailed response. From asking from an academic paper to the answer to a question to write something for you. It's incredible. And it's really simple to use, and if you haven't, go and play with it now. You simply ask it a command, a suggestion, and it gives you a response. You need to be really clear and detailed. The more detail you give it, the better your response will be. And you can also regenerate that response, the same one, to get a different one each time if it's not quite what you were looking for. The best thing is you're going to have a back and forth conversation with it. It has memory to remember what you've asked previously. So if you ask a question, get a response, ask a question on that response, and keep going. Like having a conversation with artificial intelligence. Aren't you glad you're born in today's time? So how are we going to use ChatGPT with YouTube? Of course, number one, you can ask it to sort of brainstorm topics with you to try and work out online what trends there are, what topics to work around based around your niche to get ideas from, basically. Now, you can also interact with ChatGPT to seek feedback on what it is that you've done or the request or whatever it is in all the different scenarios you can probably imagine right now, to ask for feedback based on data that you give it around your YouTube channel and content. You can also refine and change, generate your titles, for example, your descriptions, keywords, the tags. You can do all kinds of things to say, and we'll get into this later. For example, I have this topic, what's a good title? I have this title, redo this title, make this title more punchy, more clickbaity, make this title aimed for this audience. It's incredible what you can do, and we're getting into that in the course step by step momentarily. And you can also use ChatGPT to refine things like your edit. You can ask it what style should I have, even when it punches out scripts telling you when to cut from shot to shot, what to include in shots, and also for things like doing your scripts and research for you, get a great structure for a video. There's so much we can do, and I'm going to show you it all. So what we're going to cover in this course step by step. So number one, we're going to research video topics. We're going to generate clickable titles. We're going to get scripts and structures for your video. We're going to be able to source material if you need it, depending on your channel type, for your videos. We're going to write video descriptions. We're going to generate tags, fix automated captions. We're going to find trends, and we're going to find good competitor channels that we can learn from, all using ChatGPT. And alongside that, we're going to have case studies of us using this and showing you how to do it for things like changing titles and a bunch of things, for example, channels and case studies that you can follow along with and do yourself. And also Phil is going to be going into some other AI tools. ChatGPT is not the only one, no, for creating images, thumbnail, all kinds of things, creating video. We're getting into an even more depth AI conversation later in the course after ChatGPT. So let's get into it. The next section covered by me, I'm going to cover all those topics on ChatGPT. Let's get into the next lecture. We're going to learn about researching topics using ChatGPT. I'll see you over there.